From Julio Cruz and Gaylord Perry to Alvin Davis and Harold Reynolds to father and son back to back bombs. From Junior J, Joey, and Edgar with Randy, A-Rod, Dan, and the Sheriff to Ichiro Moyer and Mikey C to King Felix, Kyle Cruz, and Cano to the present with Julio, Gilbert, Kirby, and Cal. I don't believe it. It just continues. My, oh my. It's another sports podcast. We're in that exact same situation. The only difference was Denver had one timeout and Atlanta had no timeouts. But it's that exact situation. You can throw the ball, you get the first down, the game is literally over, or you run the ball and pray that you can stop the opponent. And this is where it's execution. Gino makes a nice throw. Tyler Lockett makes just a great catch with the DB all over him. First down, Neal, game is fucking over. It's over. So I mean, you can play it safe. And then we saw what happened though. I can't remember seeing a team move so easily, up and down in what, 30, 40 seconds. They didn't even need that whole 2 minutes.
Yeah. But I also look back to um, Devontae Smith had a ball that hit him in the hands, and if he catches it, it's a touchdown.
Okay.
We opt to go for it on fourth down in the very first quarter of the game, leaving points off the board. So it was just a calamity of errors. But that's the
Okay.
beauty about it still being the first 4 weeks.
Hmm.
But like I said, man, we got to shorten up that defense or New Orleans may beat the shit out of us. I see you, Texas Power Ranger, talking about Emerson's a chump. You know who else is a punk bitch too is Jacob DeGrom. That dude sucks ass now. Should have left him in New York.
Oh man,
That's
we're
all right,
warming up
Mariners
Troy
life.
Taylor already.
It's all right, Mariners life. For we in here. The Eagles wish they were what the Texans were. You know, I got C.J. Stroud as my starting quarterback of my fantasy team, and he ain't done shit for me so far. Like the guy, but I needed him to start balling out.
Well, the defensive has shown up so far in the NFL. RG, you there, big dog? Uh-oh, I don't think anyone can hear anybody right now. Well, Texas Power Ranger, man, it's make it or break it time. We gotta get y'all. Tay Williams, T Dub up here. We got a couple dudes from Texas. Man, we said this last week. We know we're not gonna catch the Astros necessarily, but you know what? It's gonna be a do or die series coming up in a couple days here, man. We are ready. We are ready. Let's fucking go, baby. Astros, they might be the preeminent team of this era. The Mariners, we are one of the most losing franchises, and we are sick of this bullshit. It's time to get it done, big guy.
Mic check, mic check.
Guess who's back in the motherfucking house?
Yeah. With something fat for Texas Power Rangers mouth, I'm telling you. I want all the smoke. Don't you ever get it twisted about me. I woke up every morning and choose violence. You fools
I
want
don't
to
want
be
to
the
be the
Astros so
Astros. We
bad.
just want your jewelry. I don't want to be the Astros. We just want your jewelry, big dog.
That's right. I'd go buy trash cans at Home Depot right now if it meant we'd win the World Series.
Oh, hell yeah.
All
Dude,
right,
wire
good
me
blue
up,
pit.
man.
Good blue pit. Good blue pit. No one wants to be the cheaters. I tell you, I take their rings though,
I'll
and those
take their
World Series
paychecks.
appearances. Absolutely. I cheat for another. Texas Power Ranger says, hell yeah. Hell
I mean,
yeah.
let's keep it real here. You know, people wonder of why some of these guys are going to take shortcuts and shit. But if you're even just from middle America, you're gonna take whatever is in that shit. You're gonna juice whatever you need to juice to get $100-200 million contract. Now you're talking about dudes from third world parts of the, Dominican, wherever. It's hard to turn away from, man.
Oh, me, Tommy's talking about he cheat twice a week. He's just not a pro ball player. I hear you, dog. I hear you. Charge it to the game. Charge it to the game. Oh man, well let's entertain the people while we got him here in the chat. Shout out to each one of you rocking with us live. Once again, this is my oh my another sports podcast brought to you by the good folks of Vaden Podcast Services. That's the homie Ty Talks 24. I am that dude RG. It is time to go to work.
Let's do it, baby. I mean, we got 1 week left in baseball. We got one freaking week left. We're two back in Minnesota, five back at Houston. RG, it looks like the Twins and Red Sox game is rained out. They're going to play a doubleheader on Sunday. So, considering we got one more week left in the season, I pray that Boston is able to burn up the Minnesota bullpen in 2 games on Sunday because we need every bit of help we can get. And then I also saw something very disappointing to me that the Detroit Tigers finished the season with the Chicago White Sox. So you couldn't ask for a better team to play when it's do or die time down the stretch.
Yeah, man, almost some gimme, but we gotta hope that Boston can't get too hot. We're 3 ahead of them in the wild card with each team, I believe, having 7 to play. So can't have them get too hot. Don't want them leapfrogging us. But yeah, we definitely need to spend a good, healthy chunk of next week cheering against the Twins at all possible costs, and hope that Detroit fumbles at least a game or two along the way. But it's not all sunshine and berries to me because we shouldn't have been here. We had a 10-game fucking lead on June 18th. Still, let's not forget that. I know the people in the bleacher community are happy about our performances the last 2 nights. But again, we shouldn't have been here. We blew a 10-game fucking lead real quick. But that's just the beauty of baseball. It's going to take us on this ride over the next 7 days.
I mean, it seems like 5 years ago that we were up 10 games, man. And you said it exactly when it happened that it was a historical collapse. I mean, we're talking nearly a century since the team fell apart that quickly, man. And then I was doing the math when we had a couple of guests on last week, man. And the Mariners literally have over $40 million in massive underproduction in the lineup when you look at the two Mitches, Jorge, and Julio. Man, when you're a lower middle class team, your big money players have to play well, and it just hasn't been the case.
Sure has. And what has killed me watching, and I know we can't go back and really do anything to change much about it, but goddamn, having Teoscar Hernandez and Gino Suarez been on fucking tears. Gino is third in baseball in RBIs since the All Star break. We definitely needed that production in. But maybe it's just something about the way that they couldn't hit in Seattle, whether the field is crooked, whether it's the batter's eye. Those strikeouts did a lot to kill us. But man, what a difference a year makes.
Yeah, for real, for real. And even though Suarez had somewhat of a down season last year, his production is still vastly better than Josh Rojas. I mean, that's just not even close. I love Rojas's demeanor out there, but I mean, we've seen him play a whole season now. This guy is a utility player. You don't want this dude starting every day at third base for you.
True. True, absolutely. Absolutely. But we're gonna end up back in the same conversation we always end up in is what are they gonna do to make that better come the off season?
Mhm.
They've showed the inaptitude to be able to spend the money that we want to. And whether you're on the side of defending the front office or loathing the front office, both people are right. Let's get that out the way right now. Both of us are right, whether or not you want to defend what it is that they do or they just absolutely frustrate you with what it is that they do. But we obviously need more production. Julio stats just flashed up on the screen: 271, 19 home runs. Didn't get a chance to see what his RBIs were before the graphic got off the screen. But I'm telling you, Manny Machado has done that exact same thing in 2 months that has taken
Mhm.
Julio all season to get at. So, Tay Williams and Meredith Viper, excuse me. Shout out to you, Meredith Viper. The new graphics look awesome, by the way. That's all made in podcast services up there in Nashville, Tennessee. And then Tay Williams, new graphics, same results for the Mariners, no playoffs. You a hater,
And that's sure a leg kick, man. That's a leg quick to make your body quiver. Fuck, man.
right? Oh man.
Whoa. Well, as you guys are all aware, this is the My Oh My cast today because we're going live with the Mariners playing right now. That's why I'm pumped to see Texas Power Ranger in the house. I was wondering, since we had to change it to Saturday evening, just so y'all know, we might be a little bit more flexible going forward. We will make sure to let everyone on the live chat know well ahead of time, but I need to try to make it so RG can be with me more. So just work with us. We'll work with you. And damn it, man, we got to sweep these Texas Rangers. It is absolutely go time. And I don't like to dwell on the past so much, but I mean, this is a freaking Mariners podcast. And we all know about the base running Blues against the New York Yankees. And granted, when Robles got picked off at home, we lost that game 11-2, I believe. So it's not like it really was going to make a difference. But when you're playing the Yankees and you have the bases loaded in the first inning, you have to get the ball rolling. You never know what can happen. Like a game can be completely different if you get out to a 4-0 lead in the first inning. And what really sucks is that's the first time he's been caught stealing this year. And I don't really know exactly what he was thinking there. But my thought is RG is maybe we need some players to play with some more discipline. We need a little bit more of a taskmaster at manager. I think Scott was great with the players, but at a certain point, your manager is your boss and not your friend.
I still don't understand the concept behind that. It's not like it's little league and you're faster than the guy that's on the mound. The guy that's on the mound can still throw the ball in excess of over 90 miles an hour to the plate. So he's going to beat you. I just don't, I still don't understand what we were attempting to try to do there without having any type of advantage other than, I mean, it just frustrates the hell out of me. The one that really gets me is the Julio at bat. It's dodge the bat, but you don't need to be out there styling. Get your ass back on the base. And Manny Acta is just screaming his ass off at Julio. And what really wasn't shown on TV a whole lot was Cal Raleigh's reaction while he was standing over there at first. It was almost the same type of energy he had after Texas beats us and clinches the postseason berth, knowing that we were going to be home. It might be a great thing that a live mic didn't hit Cal Raleigh that night.
Root Sports mics are too shitty to catch anything live, so they got lucky on that one, maybe.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then we get to the next night, and on a ball hit up the middle that's in front of you, we decide, yeah, we're going to try to make it from second to third, just running, just running ourselves in the outs.
Hmm.
And each of these games are critical. Each of these games are critical. Again, we should not have been here, but yeesh, it is on the players. It is on the players. There's only so much that Dan can do. There's only so
Hmm.
much that Edgar can do. All right, another base hit. Let's keep rolling. Take that, Texas Power Ranger. Yeah, keep rolling. Captain Kyle with the base hit. Scoring Rojas, 4-2 Mariners, top of the sixth. Runners on first and third with one out. Let's keep this going, baby.
Let's go. You want to know what's hilarious too right now, RG? Is because I actually got this game streaming on my cell phone. So you're giving me the play by play slightly before it happens for me. So I'm like, okay, come on, come on. I need to place one of those bets like on Hot Tub Time Machine. Like I know what's about to happen. Place that
That's
bet and
right.
get all the money ahead of time.
That's right. Go back in time and invest in Tesla before it's even a thing. Get shares of Amazon when they were fucking $4.
Oh, jeez. Could you imagine?
Hell no. He said I had a friend of mine, 2007. He leaves work and we're like, where are you going? He's like, I'm going to Walmart. I gotta wire some money somewhere. Where are you wiring money to? Some dude overseas. Why are you doing that? I'm buying this thing called Bitcoin. What the fuck is a Bitcoin? Of course, 10 years later, that dude's worth a couple $1 million right now, and I'm still sitting here trying to figure out what the fuck a Bitcoin is.
That's an interesting one there because extremely volatile. It's gone up and down. So
Let's put it to you like this.
I said this
He
before. You only got to be one right once.
all you gotta do. He was a millionaire when it hit 19 grand. So now it's up at 60 and he still has 75% of all the Bitcoin he bought back in the early 2000, back before 2010 hit. Yeah, so needless to say, he doesn't do nothing but sit at home and count his cheddar all day. Couple nice sports cars. Hopefully he doesn't listen to the podcast because I'm gonna rob him one day. It's gonna be my retirement plan to get up out this truck.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I just want to touch on something really quick here because for some reason Texas Power's got to take some shots. Another hit. Let's fucking go, baby. But he's got to take shots at Emerson Hancock for a sixth starter. We are so fortunate to have Emerson Hancock as our sixth starter right now because he would be in the regular 1 through 5 rotation on almost every other team in baseball. So when a guy like Castillo goes down, this guy, he might, I don't think he's ever going to get to the heights of LG, the OG, but this guy is definitely a major league starter. And we're very fortunate to have him to fill in when guys go down.
If they had our rotation, they might have a chance to defend that title. But they went all in on the Grom and Scherzer, and they've gotten what 30 games out of both of them combined.
Mhm.
But like Texas Power Ranger says, he'll cry and wipe his tears with his World Series T-shirt on. You son of a bitch.
Man, We just got to get regular T-shirts. I want to get some of that World Series swag, and I want it for the Mariners too. I swear, Mr. Stanton's so out of touch with Seattle and just the all the outlying cities around the greater Western Washington area because it's still 11 years since the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. You go to Walmart, they got Seahawks swag on every aisle cap in the front where you check out. You go to Fred Meyer, you go to Safeway, wherever you freaking go, there's Seahawks swag everywhere. If the Mariners win the World Series, they would get that benefit and they would have their shit up in front where everyone can see it every single day. And instead, if you walk into a Walmart or a Fred Meyer, you're gonna have to walk all around to try to find that stuff.
Again, that's my only frustration about the people who defend the front office. I don't cheer for the Mariners to make money. I cheer for them to compete for championships. Standing lining his pockets does nothing for me. And I guess we can make the same argument that even us winning a World Series does nothing for me personally. But I'm a fan of the team's success on the field, not off the field. I could give a damn where they rank as far as the turnstiles turning and how many people show up and give a shit. I could care if this now I get it. If the stadium was empty, they make no revenue to be able to go out and sign some of the pieces that we need to be able to get us over the hump. I completely get how economics works. I'm a business major. But for fuck's sake, man, I just want I just want us to get back to the ALCS. I still vividly remember 17 and 18 years old watching 2000 to 2001. And
Mhm,
2001, I was for sure we were getting the Yankees. I was for damn sure we were beating the Yankees. But to not have that type of taste of it since. And yes, going to Toronto and winning those games, especially the second game in the fashion we did, making that comeback we did, was fucking great. But then I have the bad taste of Jordan Alvarez and an 18 inning game where we can't manufacture one fucking run
mhm,
to be able to get us to where we need to be.
mhm.
Again, I'm happy for their success. You know, I want to see everybody make a buck, but I want to see my team compete for a championship. Robbie Ray haunts me, still does, Admiral Tight Pants.
I love that nickname, man. It really does, though, man. And the one thing I know we can agree on, though, is I've been asking every guest we've had on, but when fans are surprised, angry, stunned that the Mariners re-signed Jerry Dipoto, we knew that was going to happen. Stanton and this ownership group were never going to fire the president that makes them the best profit margin in their industry. That was never going to happen, and we freaking know it, dude.
At all, 100%. We said it on the show a couple weeks ago. If anybody was going to get run out the door, it was going to be Service. That's exactly what happened. But Jerry's too good at being able to put together teams like this with the limited payroll that why would Stanton want to go somewhere else with someone who's going to constantly fight him and fight him and fight him over trying to dig deeper into his pockets? Justin Turner up at the bat, 1-2 count. Nah, fouls the ball off his leg. Eesh.
Ugh.
Hate to see it.
Man, this has been a long ass top of the sixth inning, man. It will be so
Yeah.
fun for the Mariners to make it though this year, because I mean, if as a Mariners fan, we're used to disappointment. We had such a long streak in the 2000s where we weren't even competitive, where we're going into the season and I'm just watching them because I love baseball with no hope, no aspirations, no expectations. And I think that's why the fan base is so frustrated right now, is because we have had expectations the last few years. And then, of course, as we noted, this team is going backwards right now. We're going backwards 90 wins, 88 wins. We're struggling to stay above 500 this year. How do you manage to struggle to stay above 500 when you have the best freaking starting pitching staff in baseball. But I just want to look at Dan and Edgar really quickly, RG, because I've been tracking this ever since the firing of Scott and the hiring of those two. And we're 14 and 11 under Dan and Edgar. Series wise, 4-2-2 at 4.9 runs per game. So the Edgar effect is real. I knew it was going to be real because when you first hired him 8 years ago in the middle of the season, the team's stats jumped like 30 points in batting average. We didn't double up, but we significantly improved in runs per game. Just maybe too little, too late. And I just, this team just seems so mediocre, I guess. Because every time I think we're going to get on a winning streak, man, it's that it's that same 500 ball club.
Yeah, man, absolutely. But it's obvious what the thing from keeping us from the top is. It's just unfortunate that no matter how loud the other half of us that aren't fans of the ownership group of this team yell, as long as they're in this position, there's a lot of the fan base that is actually happy with it, including the fact that the guy at the top is happy with it because his bank account keeps growing and he doesn't have to shell out for us to have a 30 million a year player.
Hmm.
I
I
read
mean,
a lot of
that's why we don't have Soto. That's why we don't have Soto. We
absolutely.
could have dominated the Yankees. That was an easy trade to make. That one's gonna piss me off for a while because that's an easy trade to make. We had more capital. We could have made a vastly better trade without even noticing it. For that matter, we don't pull the trigger because we don't want a 1 year, $30 million player. That would have been the difference, though. I guarantee it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know how I always feel about it. I say it almost every week. Prospects are suspect until they get up in the big show and actually perform. I
Yep.
don't I don't personally see the value of having the best farm club in baseball because none of those guys are doing anything to actively help you win a championship. Assuming Soto would have wanted to go there. That is a good point as well, too. Just because we come with the money doesn't mean that he automatically wants to come up to the Pacific Northwest. But for the love of God, man, at least make the attempt. At least make
Mhm.
the attempt. Let them say no. Let them say no. It was the same approach I had to high school in Dayton. I'm gonna go up and ask. The worst she could say is no. And you know, your boy did hit 700 in high school. We just gonna say that. But
But I
yeah,
mean, Texas
man, just
Power, that's why you trade for him. You trade for him. And I was never under any delusions that he was going to re-sign here. I I was all in on Soto as a 1 year rental. You trade for him, he doesn't have a choice. He balls out, and then y'all saw in the middle of the week, you know, how many guys can effortlessly hit a home run as a left-hander to left center in September in downtown Seattle? Very few, and he effortlessly cranked one out to left center. You talk about this, RG, like, you bring up dudes that hit well here, but you need guys that are really, really good hitters to do that. And going for retreads, guys on the backside of their career, some guys completely washed. That's not going to do it. You need legitimate Nelson Cruzes, a Eugenio Suarez is, even a Kyle Seager. Juan Soto's the creme de la creme, but man, that one hurt me just watching him these last few nights, and just especially that homer, because I was like, he could have done that all year because that's the type of hitter he is.
all of that bragging about the farm system. Tell me who got called up this year to help do anything to keep that 10-game fall from happening. Tell me
Hmm.
who's got called up this year that has been an impact that didn't get Scott Service fired. I'll wait.
Are we going to be here all night then?
For sure.
And that's the thing too. And here's another factor, RG, is I look up these guys' stats and I know that just basic stats aren't everything they're looking for. We've seen a lot of these pitchers like Wu and Miller with not great stats in double A come up and kick ass right away. But I'm just looking at these guys like Ford and Colt and all of our top prospects, and it feels like, except for Lazaro, none of them are putting up good stats. So what does that tell me? Is he going to magically be a 240 hitter in double A and magically turn into a 300 hitter in the big leagues? I don't get it, but I'm also in my seat, not theirs. And they have forecasted pretty well, but that comes to pitching. We have developed what, two good hitters in 15 years, basically, that are homegrown. So it's show me time.
I was all for Clase and Bliss at the beginning of the year, but obviously they weren't ready either. And while we're talking about the farm system, let's give a big shout out to the Modesto Nuts, uh, owners of the two championships that this organization does have, even though they are at the smaller smaller level, back to back up there holding down the California championship. So we're not complete losers. Did y'all hear about the CJ Abrams shit? Oh man, let's have some fun with this one. Did you hear about Mr. CJ Abrams of the Washington Nationals?
So, correct me if I'm wrong. He's basically at the casino all night, all day until it's time to show up at the ballpark.
Probably a trip to the strippy as well too.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, he is a pro athlete. My question is though, is his performance been really underwhelming? Because it feels like Allen Iverson did that his whole career. But the bottom line is, in pro sports, if you're not actually killing people per se, and you come and ball out, does it really matter what you're doing off the court, off the field?
There's a guy who used to go out and gamble and golf and smoke cigars and do whatever the fuck he wanted to before game time.
Mhm.
And just happened to be regarded as probably the greatest basketball player that the world has ever seen. His name is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. But also on the other end of the coin, if you aren't coming in there putting up 40 every night like MJ was doing, absolutely. My question is this: where are the handlers at? Who every somebody had to know. Don't give me this. Oh, we didn't know what the hell was going on. You absolutely knew what was the hell was going on. I get the wanting him to show some level of professionalism, but you are the goddamn Washington Nationals. Let the boy have some fun as long as he shows up to work.
Mhm. I mean, it's not like he's missing a playoff run right now either.
Shit, give it 3 days. We may not be making a playoff run either.
Shit, you know it, man. It's funny that this just happened with CJ Abrams and the Washington Nationals, and it's hard for me to talk that shit necessarily because they won the World Series just a few years ago. But I don't know, but it feels like the Mariners have allowed Victor Robles to be himself, to show his personality, and that has allowed his game to flourish. I wonder if Washington is maybe just a little too old school and strict and whatnot, and Mariners Life are saying that's some 80s shit. But one thing we know about baseball in the 80s, I think about like Daryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden and
The
lines and
cocaine
lines
cowboy
and
Mets.
lines and
The
lines.
cocaine cowboy
Tim
Mets.
Rock Reigns. Tim Rock Reigns having a vial in his pocket while he's stealing bases left and right, going into the Hall of Fame. Maybe needs to dust himself off a little bit before he gives his speech. So I don't know where all of this is coming from, but maybe it's just the Nationals way. But shit, dude, I I understand. It's funny I say this because I think the Mariners need to maybe be a little bit more strict about how they carry themselves. But I'm talking on the field. I'm talking about you got to be a smart base runner and know when it's time to go all out aggressive and when it's time to be smart because that's a lot different than a pro sports guy gambling, going to the strip club. What shit? It's half the team every weekend or every night off.
I'm telling you,
Shit.
even the
I
married
mean,
ones, even the married ones. Let's not get it twisted.
especially,
He's
especially.
he is still setting an example for young fans that aspire to be in his position. I take that with a grain of salt, Sunday evening media, only because I grew up in the era of Charles Barkley And Charles Barkley would come on TV and tell you constantly, I am not a role model.
Mhm.
Admire what I do on the court, but I'm going to live my life off the field. We all have vices for it, even in the season that we're in. When these guys aren't on camera, I don't expect them to be holier than thou. We all have our vices and make mistakes. Now, would I do that to my money? Now, I wouldn't do that to my money. But again, what do you know you would behave like with $100,000 until you actually have $100,000? And
Mhm.
that changes the whole conversation.
Mhm. Oh, and then
These
major league minimum wage is 770 a year. So even if you're the poorest player on the team, you're making more than 99% of the country already.
absolutely.
So
They
it's one of
sit
those
up
things.
the middle.
Oof.
Texas just got one back, but it's all right.
Okay, I got a question for
Yeah,
you then. Just they got the stolen base there, and I just saw something recently, dude, and it was absolutely startling to me. Cal Raleigh has played the most games of any player on the team, and he's the fucking catcher. We know how we all feel about Cal. He's the captain. He's the team MVP. He's been the best hitter. He's been the most clutch hitter. 30 bombs, 90 RBI, but in the last 7 games, he has a 567 OPS. In the last 30 days, he's got a 674 OPS. I truly feel that we have run him out there too much. And by season's end, this guy's a tough mother effer. So we're not going to hear him bitch and complain about this and that. He's not going to be like Roethlisberger and show you how tough he is every time he's out there. But man, I feel that we wear this dude thin every year, and it probably shows up at the end.
and it's not like we have a backup that we could get him some relief from. It was supposed to be my Albuquerque boy, Mitch Garver. And if they ran that boy out of town and didn't bring him back next year and just threw his contract in the trash, I'd almost be okay with it. Again, he went to a rival high school of mine, not a not one of my boys. But just having to have him out there constantly, and shout out to the workhorse that he is, and that he has stayed relatively healthy throughout the course of his career as well too. I think that Cal Raleigh is a blessing, man. Really has grown to be one of my top 15 Mariners of all time.
hmm hmm I think his attitude's extremely important too, because we miss good vibes Suarez. We know that Julio and Robles play with a flair and a passion. But you know what I'm gonna say? My dad, rest in peace. So you need some dudes with some piss and vinegar, and Cal absolutely fucking brings that every single night. And every squad needs those dudes. A team needs the varying personalities. Kind of, it's just like any relationship. You got to kind of even each other out to make this shit work out. And I just love that Cal has a more serious business like attitude amongst the other personalities on the squad.
Mariners Lifer says, I wish his average was higher, but he is easily the one I trust the most in a big
hmm
moment. Absolutely. He absolutely is. There's no one else I think I would rather have up there when the game's on the line other than him.
hmm
He's
But let's
he's
just put this in
delivered.
perspective. Cal, if we put him on the Yankees right now, he'd probably be like their sixth hitter. Because the Mariners lineup has its weaknesses, he is thrust into the star spot at number three.
Facts. Facts. It would just be nice to get these guys some steady offensive production help while we're in the
hmm
last 2 to 3 years of this window where we're going to be able to keep this team intact as it is currently is built.
hmm
But as they
Well,
say, there's still bigger fish to fry. We still oh. That's just a high loud out. I mean foul ball. Foul ball. Thank God.
oh man. So we were saying last week, my streak of talking shit about certain players continued with George Kirby, dude, because I was calling out Kirby because he basically had a really shitty month of August overall. And now he's come out with two great starts and clutch moments back to back. I just need to call out the whole team apparently, because every time I open my big ass mouth, they they come with the thunder and make me look like a freaking moron out here.
Hey man, we'll take it. We'll take it. It's the Ty Talks has the reverse announcers jinx, where you talk about their ineptitude and then bam, all of a sudden for 2, 3 games they back on it. But
Mhm.
considering how much time we have left in the season, go ahead and just pull up the lineup and go one by one and just call them all out. We only got 7 days left. Cal is
Jeez.
what he is, 200 hitter with 30 plus bombs, and he is a great defender on top of being a great power hitter and a clutch hitter. Absolutely, Sunday Evening Media.
Mm,
He is the man. There's nothing about his game that I would absolutely change. Love the attitude he brings to everything. I Before we lose a guy like that, it would be nice to see if we can put some other pieces around him. Texas Power Ranger says Cal is a fun enemy to see play. Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel the same way every time we play you guys and getting to watch Corey Seager just develop into one of the game's greats as well, too.
mhm.
I'm not
Well,
a
and as a former second baseman, I love watching Marcus Simeon play. I will
yeah,
never let that one go that the Mariners should have signed him. That one will piss me off till the day I die.
absolutely. Absolutely. And God forbid you pull up and look at the Arizona Diamondbacks roster and see all those former Mariners out there helping Arizona stay in the race. When y'all calling that Harry Ford kid up, he used to have hella hype. Well, that's the thing with Ford is he's kind of stuck in an unmovable race because Cal is every day. Right now, Garver serves as the backup. Do I think that Ford might do better than Garver? Well, the thing I like about Ford is he's not the typical minor leaguer that we have because he does play on English national team and does get some good high level at bats against actual major league pitchers instead of guys he's competing to get up to the next level against. Again, we'll just have to see how the two guys in front of him at the major league level happen to perform before they could bring him up. Could he play third? What do you think, Ty? Do you think if we brought Harry Ford up, could we slide him over there in the third base and give us more than Rojas has given us?
I mean, you could, but I'd rather see him move to the corner outfield per se, maybe even first base. Third base is an underrated position in terms of difficulty, in my opinion. For starters, a third baseman needs to be a little bit crazy, a little bit stupid. And I mean that in a good way, though, man. You have to be completely fearless because the ball gets on you so effing fast. You have to have unbelievable arm strength while also having extremely nimble feet, great hands. You have to be able to, get that backhand, pop up and fire it. I guess I just don't know enough about Harry Ford overall. But to me, that seems like a stretch because I just have so much respect for how tough it is to play third base. And, I played second. Second base is vastly easier than third base. You're like living on a paradise island out there at second compared to third. So it's extremely tough to play the hot corner. They call it the hot corner for a reason.
Lemon. Bases loaded, bottom of the sixth. We are in a pitching change. Taylor couldn't seem to get the job done, so we are making a move to the bullpen. Shout out to everybody on the live chat for this live engagement during the game, making this episode feel extra special. In response to what you had to say, Tay Williams says, nah, being a catcher is already the stupidest. Just those guys take a beating back there. Even
Yeah, they
give
do.
some love and some respect to the home plate umpire because he's gonna catch 100-mile-an-hour fastball to the dome a couple times a game as well too. Catcher feels like a crazy person position as well. Um, I would definitely say it's probably one of the more dangerous on the field. I look back at to how Buster Posey's career played out.
Mm.
Three-time champion out of Florida State for the San Francisco Giants. Play at the plate, he gets rolled up on it, breaks his ankle, and the dude wasn't the same ever since. Look at a guy like Joe Mauer, who for being a you want to talk about Cal's numbers. If Cal could hit like Joe Mauer, Jesus Christ, man. Jesus
Mm.
Christ, you could almost lock up Cooperstown for that boy, especially with the way he plays the game. But yeah, that catcher is definitely a dangerous position to play. I'm sure those foul tips coming back to you at over 100 don't feel good, especially when they're making contact with certain areas of the body, cup or not.
Yeah. I mean, obvious catcher's the toughest player on the team. Always is, always will be. When you look back to your days, junior high, high school, etc., normally your catcher also plays linebacker or center in football. They're an up the middle tough guy, period.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mariners Lifer, thank you guys for giving us some in-game commentary for the first time that I've been here for at least. Yeah, man, this has been interesting. I'm sorry I keep looking up at my TV and not making a constant eye contact with the camera. Luckily, our producer hasn't buzzed my ear and said, "Hey, look at the camera more." But he gets what we're doing. We're trying to follow the game as well too. Special episode, just trying to get this thing done. I don't like having to miss shows for work purposes, even though I'm always going to take my money over anything else. So with me and Ty both having this Saturday available, with him attending the Seahawks game tomorrow and me back on the road, yeah, this was going to be a special way to be able to reconnect with you guys and thank you for all that you've done with us and talk the game live like we were all sitting at a bar. So I got my Guinness poured up. Hopefully you got your drink of choice poured up or whatever it is you like to smoke rolled up or put in your pipe. Yeah, man, let's just enjoy this thing together. Snyder is not looking good right now. 3 and 0. 3 and 0 up here against Janikowski.
Ugh.
Come on, baby. Don't let this Texas punk ass wow walked him.
Mm.
Ugh. Oh man. And here comes Texas Power Ranger. Come on, boys. We need this out. We need
Son
this
of a
out.
bitch.
We need this out.
Man, this is why you never know what's going to happen to your bullpen in any given season. I was so hyped about our bullpen in this off season. I'm thinking Munoz 1, Brash 2, Santos 3, Stanek 4, whoever else can be the low leverage. I thought we were set. Three of those guys aren't even on the club right now. We have random asses like Colin Snyder and Trent Thornton. We got a rookie who started at frickin' Everett this season, and Troy Taylor, who's getting high leverage. You never know what to expect out of your bullpen, even if on paper. If we went on paper, our bullpen is fantastic going into the season, and it has been nothing what we had hoped for.
At all. At all. But that's Meredith Lifer says, I hate baseball. I hate that I love baseball. That's just what baseball is. Baseball is a roller coaster ride that plays with your emotions, from being overly hyped about a bunch of guys who you haven't done shit except see them compete with other guys competing for a paycheck, get into the regular season, whatever happens in April, you could almost throw out the fucking window by the time you get to even May 4th. It is it definitely is a struggle and pain. I'll tell you that. I have a little nephew that is starting to make his decision on what's going to be his primary choice, sport of choice, as he gets a little bit older. And he tells me and his father, how come I had to practice at baseball so much compared to how much I practice basketball? And oh no, got it. Whew. Simeon with the sharp line drive almost got over the top of a Rosarena's head, but he was able to snag it in and keep the damage to only one run. As we move to the top of the seventh, going to have the Mariners still
Whew.
with the 5-4 lead over the Texas Punk Asses.
Okay, RG. So just seeing that catch, the analytics say that a Rosarena plays a terrible left field, but all I know is today he's made three fantastic catches going up against the wall, saving doubles. So I don't know necessarily what to think about that. Maybe he's just had some really shitty plays that have brought him down. I don't even necessarily understand the analytics when it comes to fielding the way I do hitting. The hitting analytics make a lot more sense to me just by understanding it. It's hard for me to just place a number on a guy's defense. And if we're going to do that, then Griffey Jr. is a 100 out of 100.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, I don't like measuring what a Rosarena is just by the nerd stats, and I call them nerd stats playing. I absolutely get what it is that they represent. I'm still happy to have him. I'm absolutely happy to have him. I thought we were going to go after him during the offseason. However, he got to Seattle. He got to Seattle, and we still have some years of control over him, so it wasn't a bad move whatsoever. But there are some times that like we're all human beings. We make bad reads with the balls coming off the bat. If we were all if we were all perfect, I'm telling you, I was ready to Texas Power Ranger. I was ready to flame y'all, but you got out of that situation there. We sure did. We sure did. But our once over reliable bullpen hasn't been so reliable. But this is a bullpen game now, and you just better hope you get a run off of us next inning before you got to face Munoz. That's all I'm saying. Munoz still
Jeez.
hasn't reached the level of motherfucker Jones to me because he's too inconsistent. But
Hmm.
man, just the power that guy pitches with is unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for that power stuff too. I just love it. I just love it. Munoz ain't giving up no game winning bomb. Get the hell out of here. Tommy, though, is making me laugh, though. M's baseball ruins marriages, bro. It's really going to test your attitude, Tommy. It tests your attitude, man, because I'm that dude. I get so emotional in the moment. I get so pumped up when we get a home run, the Seahawks score a touchdown. If we strike out, we give up a bomb, something shitty happens. I get extremely pissed, but I'm fortunate enough I can flush it pretty quickly, RG. But in the moment, I'm that dude that gets up and down. But that's why we watch this shit. It wouldn't be fun if I was just sitting there not caring.
Oh, you
There we
have to.
go.
You have to. Has to make you has to make you laugh. Has to make you cry. It just makes you feel human. Makes you feel human. If I can tell you, all of my teams put me through this. The Seattle Mariners are a good example, and they get to do it to me the longest. The Eagles are another prime one where we look like a different team at every different snap of the ball. Where joy, joy and happiness gets taken over by pain and the thunderstorms fucking every other drive it seems. And God forbid don't get me started on my Phoenix Suns. Man, I'm telling you.
Well, okay. So a topic that the Mariners fans have been talking about all season, RG, has been leadership. People have been calling for Scott's name for years now. We're wondering about ownership. I'm also wondering about leadership within the clubhouse, the players on the team. I know Cal's got it on lock, but you need more than one leader in the house. And so you were just talking about your Eagles, and it came to my mind, how much are they going to miss Jason Kelsey and Fletcher Cox from the leadership standpoint? Because those are franchise stalwarts that no one can fuck with.
Time will tell. Time will definitely tell. Luckily, we still have a guy like Brandon Graham
Mm.
that was there for the championship, but we don't really have a whole lot of those other holdovers. And you need a voice to be able to help you weather the storm when the water gets chippy. Ooh, did that get him? Well, thank God it's not the umpire from the Astros Padres game the other night. It would have said it was a hit by pitch. Either way, um, you definitely need some of those leadership voices. I think we have a good one in Cal. They talk about what a good clubhouse guy that someone like Robbie Ray was. Even going back to the Mariner team of 2 years ago, another good clubhouse guy that we had was someone like Carlos Santana, just a veteran
Mm,
voice to help the young guys be able to deal with the struggle of what it does take to be a major league player. I thought that someone like JP could have filled the role, but JP's performance doesn't really warrant him being one of those guys that can take the forefront of it. Because that's the
mm-hmm,
other thing too, is you can't just sit up there and just bump your gums. You got to be able to go up there and lead by example as well too.
mm-hmm,
Julio's still a little bit too young. Yeah, he's the flashy superstar of the team, but the second he gets into his flashy bag, he begins to make teenage mistakes at an adult level. He'll
mm-hmm.
eventually grow into it as well. Yeah, you definitely need a good mixture of the guys who have been in here long enough where the lights aren't too bright for them, and they're able to
Mm-hmm.
convey that to a young team.
Okay. You know, and another thing about leadership though is you need continuity. You need time together to really figure out who the leaders are. And the Mariners are shuffling the lineup so much year to year right now that there's really no continuity. So who even knows when to step up, when to speak up at any given moment when these guys are, meeting each other for the first time each year. It's not like, the Mariners of the 90s and the 2000s where there was, a lot less turnover at that time period.
Lou Pinella is the first thought that I have
Mm,
that comes to mind.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Legendary manager. Should be in the Hall of Fame,
absolutely.
in my opinion.
Sure, sure, sure. Well, the Astros are a touchdown and a 2 point conversion up on the Angels.
Jeez.
So we're definitely going to need this to keep pace. But I,
Oof.
it'll, well, you'll have to ask me Monday how I feel about us trying to compete for the division. I think what we need to do is just win as much as we can. The division may be a stretch, but Minnesota has definitely made the wild card more of a viable option for us. But again, just the Detroit Tigers, man. The Detroit Tigers. I just thought that ass whooping they put on us was just a fluke. Didn't realize it till I looked at the standings. Was like, oh shit, they may pass us, and then they did pass us.
Mm,
Yeah. But they do have the guy who's probably going to win the AL Cy Young on their staff this year too. So
hmm
you know,
Dude, I saw a
but
crazy
even like that,
stat.
as mediocre as they
hmm
are, I've seen the Tigers play in more World Series than the Mariners have had a chance to go to.
They got that Little Caesars pizza money, man. We wish we had that shit.
Pizza, pizza.
that, that's what hop in the time vault, hop in the time machine, baby. How do you know that we were born in the '80s when you know pizza, pizza right away?
Right. Or the Domino's droid.
Oh shit. Nah, man, but I
Yeah.
saw that ever since they benched Javi Baez, they've had the best record in baseball.
Shame for that guy. Shame for that guy because I really thought he was on his way to becoming a superstar in the game, especially with some of the seasons he had um, with the Cubs when they finally got over their hump and
hmm
won their World Series. Um, Being able to hit in the way that he feels, but baseball is like that. Baseball is very unforgiving. It loves you today and hates you tonight.
Truth, truth. So we were just talking about Cal Raleigh, and we all wish his average was higher, but we all kind of accept he's not never going to be a high average guy. But I can't believe it, dude. I just looked it up right now when we were talking about that. There's only 7 hitters in all of baseball over 300 right now.
Hmm?
7.
We have definitely entered back into the age of the pitcher. But I also too
Oh, you
wonder
hope so.
do what the change in analytic performance at the plate has changed in that. Um, again, I get it. And I'm not here to tell anybody how to be a fan and what you should be a fan of as far as the data and information that comes out. Just when you hear these guys like Jim Tomei and Albert Pujols and them talk about, I'm not uppercutting anything anymore. I'm going to keep that bat on this plane, and I'd rather die here than make a whole bunch of money with you paying me to swing like this. I just,
Mhm.
yeah. But again, I'm not in those in-depth discussions about it. I just don't understand. I mean, look at someone like Cody Bellinger. I believe that the uppercut swing cost Cody Bellinger some of his career with that back injury.
Mm. Interesting.
Guy went from winning MVP to getting traded.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay. Well, I think we'd be remiss, and I want everyone on the live chat to chime in here. Shohei Otani, are you fucking kidding me, bro? 50-50, first player ever to do so. While doing that, he had that 6 for 6, 3 home run, 10 RBI. Is he playing Griffey baseball 64 right now? Can you believe that shit, y'all? RG, I'll ask you first. Live chat, please chime in. Where do we rank this season for Shohei?
I'm going to put it as the fourth greatest season in Major League Baseball history. And I'll break
Oh,
it down
interesting.
why it's number four.
Do it.
Ted Williams for 410.
Mm,
That's hard to compete. And there's two guys who were dueling, and I got to put them at 2 and 3. And it's just a flip flop of the name of who you want to put. Of course, I'm a homer, so I'm going to put my guy as number 2. But to me, the second greatest offensive seasons that we were watching were happening simultaneously in both leagues, and the 94 strike cut us short of seeing what it could have been. When Griffey and Tony Gwynn were both hitting 394 before the 94 strike happened to
mm,
kill the rest of that season, and we don't get to see how it eventually played off. I've had someone tell me that, why do we get excited over Judge's 62 and Shohei's 50-50 when McGuire and Griffey are the only guys who have hit 70 home runs or more in a year? And that I completely understand. But as far as overall performance, doing everything it takes on the bases, on at the plate, like I told Indy in our off mic chats, what if this guy was healthy enough to pitch and we'd have got 50-50 with the guy who had a chance to win 20 games and 200 strikeouts? And we haven't even mentioned anything that Willie Mays has done in the course of his
mm.
career, too. So, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to put it down as the fourth greatest season that a single player has ever had. And we are getting a chance to watch greatness. Getting a chance to watch greatness. Some of the chat comments: Sunday Evening Media, he's the GOAT. Texas Power Ranger, he's on his way to being the best ever for this season's ranking. I agree with RG. Fourth is appropriate. I appreciate you, man. Jay Williams, when he gets to pitching again, it's over. I'm telling you, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. That boy is going to have a wing of Cooperstown dedicated to him once his arm gets healthy and he goes back to pitching. I think some reports are he is throwing a little bit of long toss to be able to get there. It is the second or best season I've ever seen in my fandom, says Mariners Lifer. Hey man, I ain't mad at that either. I ain't mad at that either, bro. It is something that we have never seen before. Something we have never seen before. A generational talent.
Something else we haven't seen before is Otani in the playoffs. And baseball fans should rejoice that we're finally going to see him play in October. I can't wait for that. I can't wait. And what's crazy to me is the Dodgers, you got Betts, you got Freeman, you got Will Smith. Like they got tons of dudes, and Otani is just outpacing all of them. It's incredible.
Wait until Yamamoto gets healthy too.
Oh shit, forgot about him.
Just I might root for him to win it all if we don't make it. Hey man, I I've probably have been to more Dodgers games recently than I have Mariners games, only because of proximity from Albuquerque to Los Angeles, then Los Angeles, then Albuquerque to Seattle. And they don't always make it down this way to play the Diamondbacks. But yeah, man, just they got something built crazy over there, and enjoy it while you can, whether you're a fan of his or not. As I've gotten older, I've understood to appreciate Kobe Bryant. Couldn't stand him while they were playing because he made a career out of cooking the Suns. But I definitely appreciate Kobe Bryant more now, especially in his unfortunate passing, um, than I did when he was playing. Spent all my summers with my grandmother watching Michael Jordan cook him up. I even have a respect for LeBron. I may not be willing to say in public, only because my beef about LeBron is he's not even the best player in his generation because Steph Curry did get him for 3 rings, whether he had KD or not. Steph does lead that matchup as far as their head-to-head competition as goes. But yeah, man, with some of these guys, and enjoy them what they're doing for the game while you can, because then you can, as life plays out, you get to be the guy who gets to tell your grandkid, yeah, man, I got to see this dude from Japan come over with all this hype, and you won't even be talking about Ichiro when you say it. Think
Mm,
about that. But yeah,
yeah,
big
that's
shout out to
crazy.
those guys: Ichiro, Hideki Matsui, Yamamoto, even the kids that the Red Sox got once he gets it figured out. Suzuki on the Cubs. Baseball is definitely a becoming an international game, and we're going to see a lot more of those overseas series. Put that
Hmm.
switch streamer picture him, please. He's got to give up a time run. You shut your mouth, Texas Power Ranger. You shut your mouth.
No, we keeping that dude on Call of Duty, bro. He can play Call of Duty in the bullpen, and we're all cool with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, special shout out to those of you rocking with us in the live chat tonight, doing a live recap over the Mariners versus the Texas Rangers, currently 5-4. Ooh, Adolis just got a base hit. Yep, you are putting some pressure on us this inning, Texas Power Ranger. You sure are, but it's all right. We're true to the blue 10 toes down here, no matter how it plays out.
That's good hitting too.
It is. It is.
But
Didn't
that's
try
what
to
we're
do too
talking
much
about.
other than hit the ball
Yeah.
where it's pitched. Who was it that came in and put on that fucking hitting clinic against us? It was Cleveland. Just a bunch of guys up there just
Hmm.
put hitting the ball where it's pitched and not trying to do more with it than what they could. And they're the first team in the AL in the American League to clinch this year.
Yeah,
Just
they're kicking ass and taking names like that.
we don't need guys up there constantly swinging to hit the ball 450 feet. Just hit the fucking ball where it's pitched. These guys throw hard enough that if you barrel that thing up, it's gonna go. Whether it
Uh
goes
oh,
over the
he's
fence or
coming.
whether it goes 390 down the line, that's still a fucking great hit. And it keeps
Hmm.
the lineup moving.
Well, the
Demo
object
sure
is
did
to
almost
score
get up to
runs
get that. It is. The
go,
objective in this game is to score runs.
by any means necessary.
And I'm going to scream about this until the day it changes. I do not understand why we are the home team with the ghost runner on second. Why the fuck don't we bunt that guy to third? Oh, you're giving up an out. Hit and run, get him over, get him in. That's been baseball philosophy since the game started. I would
Hmm.
rather I would rather give up the out to get him the third, and then a pop fly wins you the game. A pop fly wins you the game. Now I get it too. Depending on what guy is at the plate, yeah, you don't want to take the bat out of Cal's hands. Um, but really, other than Cal, And depending on what day of the week Julio it is we get, tell me what other Mariner up there just lay it down and get him over. Let him down, get him over.
I mean, I know we think it sounds like we're such old heads and whatnot, but the fundamentals still matter. I mean, I'll never forget early in the season, dude. Cleveland beat us 8-1 without a home run,
Yes,
and that's how
absolutely.
you got. That's how you got to play because it takes Nelson Cruz type of power to hit a bunch of home runs in April in downtown Seattle. That is what it is. And I know that all these people, oh, you don't hit a lot of singles in T-Mobile. You don't hit a lot of doubles in T-Mobile. Well, I know it's easier to hit a single than a home run. I know that's a fact. So at some point, we got to get back a little bit more to the fundamentals, and that's where Edgar Martinez has been critical for us, man.
Yes,
He
it
has
has.
made it more simple. He is hitting got way too complicated for the Mariners, and I fully believe it.
Sunday evening media. I take 9 300 hitters over 930 home run hitters. Absolutely, absolutely. I'd even take. I'd even lower that a little bit. If we had 9 guys that were hitting 275 or better, we'd be in a lot better position.
Mhm.
Logan Gilbert wouldn't be robbed out of his Cy Young this year if we had guys who produce more at the plate.
I mean, it's
And
a
I
travesty
say
that
that with anger. And
LG
I say that
under.
with anger.
You should. That's your dude, and he's got an under 500 win loss record.
Oh no. Whew, 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 whew. Hell of a play at first base by D Moore. By D Mo. D Mo, baby. Hey, Texas Power Ranger, how you like that shit, bro?
Woo. Help your pitcher out.
That is a game saving catch right there.
I love Demo. I have
Yeah.
always said that he's a championship piece to the puzzle. Do I want him starting every single game? No. But I firmly believe that that dude is the type of championship puzzle piece that every title contender needs. This dude plays everywhere and he plays each position very well to top it off.
All right, Texas Power Ranger. He was able to put down Call of Duty in time to come out and shut y'all down in the bottom of the seventh. Big shout out to Saucy Taylor Saucedo as the Mariners still maintain their 1 run lead, 5-4, as we move into the top of the eighth. But yeah, man, absolutely. Just it was who were you on with at the beginning of the year when I was when my truck broke down in Arizona, and he brought up the point. He said Demo is having a fantastic start to the season, but if Dylan Moore is the best player on your team, that is not good overall. And
Hmm.
like you said, Demo is a viable piece because you could almost stick him anywhere, and it seems that he's able to produce no matter where it is. Doesn't care where he bats in the lineup. Doesn't care where he plays on the field. He's there to earn his paycheck and work. So a big shout out to a guy with a mentality like Demo. Absolutely.
Shout out to my homie Eric Neal. I remember it was Eric Neal that said that, and I think we're gonna try to get him on for the end of season review, RG, because he joined us to review the season when it ended last year. So I felt that might be fitting to get him back on at that time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any of you in the live chat, if any of you have the Discord app and you are available next Sunday, let's get you on here and let's chop it up live in person. Any of you live in the chat, any of you who download the podcast, reach out to us via our socials. If you're up to be on the show with us Sunday for whatever is going to be breaking down what we're going to do when we get into the playoffs or bitching that we fell short again, we'd be happy to have any of you reach out to us on any of our socials where you can reach us at. Let our producer Andy know that you're down to come chop it up with the boy, have something hot for Ty Takes. I might even ask you to spit a rap bar. Just be ready to get it going. Again, this show isn't nothing
Yeah.
without you, so let's chop it up. All right, here comes Glitter Shoes himself, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go.
In regards to what you just said, RG, the dudes on the live chat saw it last weekend, man. We had the homie Jerry B was on the live chat and he hit up Indy. Shout out to Indy, Vaden Podcast Services, Vaden Podcast Services making this show come to life. But Jerry B is just like, I want to come on and chew the fat with y'all. He jumped from the live chat and Indy got him in like a minute or two. So y'all can just let us know what's going on. Talk that shit with us. We appreciate all the homies in the live chat.
Absolutely.
Woo,
All right,
felt the
let's
wind.
see what Mr. Rodriguez can do here. So give me your predictions, man. Let's chop this up a little bit. Let's play some fantasy forecasting here. Not including tonight's game, 7 more to go. How do you see this plays out for us?
I think we still end up a couple games short until they prove me wrong, man. T Dub is gonna light me up for this, but I don't have confidence against Houston. I just don't.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We go 5-2 and miss the cut to Mariners lifer. Interesting. I got us I got us 4-3. We went out and still miss. Ooh, pain.
Ooh. Oh, that would be
Absolute
a kick in
pain.
the nuts.
That would be, but wouldn't that be the most Mariner way to end the season though?
Oh. Do you know how disappointed I would be if that happened?
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
my
prove us wrong
prediction,
though.
absolutely. Absolutely. My prediction, when me and Ty played forecasting before the season started, I actually projected us finishing third in the division and not being into it. So we've done better than what my initial prediction was, and I am happy that they were able to prove me wrong. But if you'd have told me that they were going to make it close by blowing a 10-game lead, shit, I should have put money on it. Ooh, ugly play to get Julio out. Now short hop a ball off an ugly throw and it still beats him to first base. Ugh. All right, let's go back to the chat here. Sunday evening media, we went out and still missed. Y'all boys losing 3 of the last 7. Sorry. Yeesh, you could be right. Ah, I guess one good play at first base deserves another. Shout out to the homie Tommy. All right, says that we winning out and we winning it all.
Oh,
Man,
I like it when
wouldn't
people
that be a
step
hell of
out
a
though.
turnaround?
I'm taking the safe route. I'm being a little pussy and taking the safe route with my prediction, man. Way to have
Yeah.
some balls, Tommy. I appreciate that shit.
Shit, Tay Williams better hope we don't get to Wednesday and we got a 2-0 series lead on the Astros. But then again, that's just the most Mariner way that we could end this season is to need to go 3-4 against Oakland and go 2-4 against them.
Oh god.
And it's in Oakland, isn't it?
No, they're coming up here.
It is home. It is home. It
Yeah.
is home. You
So
know
we
what?
go to
That's what
Houston next and then finish in Seattle.
that's what I want to see. I'm pulling it up right now. I definitely want to pay attention to what the last few home games at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum look like. See if the
So
fans come out to support
mhm.
or if they are going to be outside raising absolute hell.
Mm. I think it might be pretty bleak, but we'll see. I hope they show up. The ownership sure as shit doesn't deserve it. But so here's the thing, RG. So I actually went to the last Sonics game ever with my dad, and it was a really special moment, man. It was fucking awesome. And they actually pulled up a huge upset win, beating the Dallas Mavericks that night on the last night of the season. I think the Mavs are honestly kind of going through the motions, just trying not to get hurt before they went to the playoffs. But we had a teenage Kevin Durant leading the charge, and it was freaking awesome, dude. There was two or three times where because GP Gary Payton the glove was sitting courtside, they'd put the camera on him for the Megatron or the whatever they call those huge TV screens, and Gary, Gary, Gary. So either way it goes, but the Sonics didn't get screwed over by the ownership group for decades upon decades. They were actually the most consistent winning team in Seattle during their tenure compared to the other pro sports teams. So I feel it
Mm,
was probably just a different vibe.
cool. You got to give me a second here. Life is taking over the live chat, and my my four-legged child is coming up here and telling me that either I need to put him outside or he's gonna make the rest of my life a living hell. So give me a second.
We love the furry friends up here on My Oh My. I think we all have dogs or furry friends. So if y'all have any pets, y'all understand. But man, here we go, guys. Here we go. So I've been talking about the Edgar effect and what has it's done. So most of the season, Julio Rodriguez, he's been swinging out of his shoes. He's had almost no discipline at the plate. He's been swinging way too much, swinging way too hard, no balance at the dish. On the season, Julio's strikeout to walk ratio is 3.9. RG on the season, Julio 3.9. But in the last month, it's gone down to 2 to 1. So his strikeout to walk ratio, basically since we hired Edgar, has been cut in half. Tay Williams, your dog is named Seedy. Man, I'm about to talk that shit, but y'all know what time it is. My two dogs are Griffey and Birdie after the two greatest legends for male and female athlete in Seattle. Griffey and Birdie. I love those two doggies.
I'd be buying him stuffed eagles to tear up. Shit. I would buy him a stuffed cowboy, but Jerry Jones has already fucked half of them.
I can't wait till those two play this year for you two.
Oh, it's going down. It's going down.
And as a Seahawks fan, man, we don't have rivalries like that. You know, certain fans are going to try to front, try to be delusional, saying like the 49ers or whatever. I love my Seahawks, but we were in the AFC West for half the franchise. We're not even an old franchise.
Oh man, anything can go down with his live. Tay Williams says Jerry Jones be talking about the players' socks.
Oh no.
Oh man, he needs to go to jail. Oh man. Well,
Is that rich old
uh,
man been going to too many Diddy parties behind the scenes we don't know
oh
about or some shit?
jeez. He's gonna be named in the indictment when it's fully unsealed.
Oh man.
Oh man, talk about a
Woo!
man having a terrible year. Man, I seen that video today. That's terrible.
Oh shit. Shout out to all the homies. We love being serious, but this show is about having fun, talking that shit, and enjoying the people that you're with. So love it.
Show Mariner's Lifer. Go ahead and get your laugh on and look it up in the. It just I'm telling you, just the the internet is undefeated. The internet is absolutely undefeated.
Oh no.
I still think one of my favorite ones that has come out over the last 2 weeks. Not to make light of the issues that he is obviously having uh neurologically with getting hit, but after the Tua injury, someone put up a picture of Damar Hamlin sitting there with the 50 Cent line. I must be here for a real reason because he got hit like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing. That shit was great. Oh man. God bless the internet and those who live to troll.
And I can't come up with that shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old, but kudos to all these people, the meme makers out there.
Oh man, but one of the best ones you showed me, I had to put up on Bleacher where the car pulls up to the girl and she says, Scott sitting in there is like, hey, for 40 bucks, can you hit with runners in scoring position?
I'll do anything you want, baby.
Who the fuck is this guy playing QB for Miami? Well, unless something has happened, his name is Cam Ward, formerly played at the Washington State University, and Florida State was dumb enough to not give him the money he wanted. And we ended up with a Oregon State rejected quarterback, and Cam Ward might end up winning the Heisman this year, unless Arch Manning just goes ape shit. No, the Dolphins, not that poverty school. Okay, I got you. Cool. You hate Miami too. I think me and Tommy just became friends. You hear that, Indy? You hear that? Shit. Send Tommy a welcome gift. Um, Skylar Thompson. He did put up 31 points in a playoff game for them. I hate all the state of Florida. Well, other than Florida State, I'm with you. It can fall off in the ocean and go back to being North Cuba, as far as I'm concerned, and somehow let that earthquake be strong enough that it takes Texas with it. Well, yeah, Skylar Thompson, I believe his name is, and he actually quarterbacked them into a into the playoffs when Tua was going through some of his injuries, and he's actually pretty decent. So
Mm.
I wouldn't put it. I would definitely take them to not cover tomorrow, but we'll see what that Thompson kid can do.
You know I'm gonna be screaming my heart out trying to make it hard on that young
Base
man.
hit, yep, base hit. The Austin Voth experience, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, this is gonna be a nail biter, y'all.
Yeah, sure
Cam
is.
Ward
Wow,
for Heisman. Andy's jumping in there.
there must be a
I
glitch.
love Cam Ward.
There
I
must be a
love Cam
glitch in our
Ward.
system.
I think he could be a fantastic pro quarterback if he gets to a good offensive coaching team.
All right, your boy Marcus Simeon 0 for 4. Let's see if we can get him out and get out of the city.
Oh my gosh.
Anthony Richardson, Caleb Williams, and Cam Ward are all the same age. One is a second year NFL quarterback, one's a rookie, one's in college. I'm telling you, bro. Anthony Richardson hasn't even played 20 games since he got out of high school.
Oh,
That boy hasn't played 20 games since he's got out of high school and he's an NFL quarterback.
you can tell.
Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams. I don't have an overall opinion of Caleb Williams. I wish all these young dudes success and let you get your money while you can. I don't live my life uh, painting my fingernails, but I can't tell you not to do it. Uh, he did go to USC. Not the biggest Trojan fan in the world. Yeah, but I don't have nothing to hate on Caleb Williams. Uh, Cam Ward, though, yeah, man, that dude's legit. That dude's legit. And if I'm a Florida State, I am regretting not opening up the bag to make sure that that boy was in the Seminoles jersey and not the Hurricanes.
Hmm. I would have told you because everyone knows I'm a Northwest homer through and through, and I obviously pay attention to the college teams up here. I would have called Florida State and begged them if they asked me to take Cam Ward over. Was it TJ? I can't even remember his name anymore. TJ, JT,
DJ, DJ,
PJ.
I want
There.
to be bagging groceries at Publix if I don't get my shit together. That's his name.
I mean, let's
That
be
wide
real.
receiver
Clemson would
for
never would have let him go if he was good.
Absolutely. Let's see here. That wide receiver at Alabama, 17, paints his nails, but he lets his little sister do that because that's her passion. So I support that young man doing it. Again, man, I'm not here to play any of those types of games. I don't judge you for who you are as a person. If you're a dumbass, you're a dumbass. If you're a decent human being, you're a decent human being. You could do whatever the fuck you want to do in life. You could vote for whoever you want to. You can support whoever you want to. I don't. I definitely don't judge people on that. I probably would hate you more if you're a Cowboy fan than anything else in life. Josh Smith here with the Rangers threatening to tie the game up.
Dude, he's
Meeting
been
at the
on one
mound.
today.
Yeah. Uh,
Tommy's on one tonight.
yeah. Tommy's a homie, man. Or a Michigan fan. You don't get me started. So social media director wants. I haven't said anything disrespectful to her in 4.5 weeks. Don't get me started. Please don't get me started.
Oh, come on, baby. Man, talking about seeing the ball, Josh Smith with 3 plate appearances over 100 miles per hour on the exit velo.
Yeah, getting the sweet spot on the ball.
Oh, Tommy's just coming out guns blazing tonight. Nah, we'll see. So, one thing about Ohio State, RG, is a private school in a very affluent suburb of Seattle. Two of their pretty good players are from Eastside Catholic. So I thought that was kind of interesting, you know. Sucks for people that want these dudes to stay with the Huskies, but you got to make the decision that's best for you. So I'm not mad. Oh,
Hate that school. I forgot that button was there. 7 weeks,
I don't even know
7 weeks
where
to
it
this
is.
motherfucker. 7 weeks to doing this show, and I completely forgot that button was there.
Oh, Mariners Life are saying no one's safe around Tommy tonight, dude. I love that. I love it.
What is safe is this lead as we go into the top of the night because the Rangers absolutely suck. Let's get an insurance run here and go on and get out of there and go hit up some Babe's Chicken Shack in Arlington, Texas. Munoz still gonna blow it. You watch your dirty mouth. You watch
Shoot,
your
man,
dirty
are
mouth.
we gonna ride till the end of the game at this point? Or I didn't even expect us to go this long, but we're kind of doing a simulcast, the My Oh My cast right here.
Super producer, what you say? You gonna let us rock with him for one more inning?
Texas Power wants us to finish the game. Well, we'll finish you off, baby.
Hey, hey, let's get giving the people what they want.
My man Munoz, y'all know what time it is. That guy comes in bringing fire. This guy's a fucking dragon, dude. Absolutely.
Yep. And every time he messes up, I'm the loudest proponent of get that punk off my team. Uh,
Okay.
oh man.
It's
Oh,
commercial
we
break.
go.
I got a question for you. Has Luke Rayleigh proven enough to be the everyday first baseman next year?
Yes, he has. Yes, he
Okay.
has, unless we go out and get someone in free agency who is miles better than him. But I think that Luke Rayleigh has absolutely done enough to solidify starting in our lineup once we come back in 2025.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, facts don't lie. He's got 21 home runs, 55 RBI, 783 OPS this year. He's had a damn good year. I think he plays a pretty good outfield also, so I'm on that train too. We have to upgrade third base though. I can't remember. One of the live chatters was saying how they want early season Rojas. I think early season Rojas was just a really hot streak, And then sometimes you need to get a rep in baseball, even if it's little league, even if it's the big leagues. If they don't think you're any good, they're just going to go after you until you prove the pitcher is wrong. And they're probably just going after Rojas this year and they're making him pay. He earned some respect, but that respect has resulted in dwindling production.
Point in time, the dude was hitting well above 300 and now has almost a pedestrian average style. But again, that's the give and take with baseball. I think it is one of the hardest sports to be able to produce in. If you think that I'm wrong, go listen to a guy who knows a lot more about it than I do, named Tim Kirkshin, and he'll tell you how hard it is to perform even at the major league level if you are a major league baseball player. Um, yeah, we definitely need some more production at third. As much as I love the guy, I think it might be time to move on from JP. Mm, like how our outfield looks, uh, giving these guys a full year to work with Edgar. Definitely think that we are in a better position coming out of one year to the other, especially since we have some control over some of these guys. Oh, Polanco with the shot in the gap, baby. There we go. There we go. See, that's the Polanco I thought that we were going to get for 162 games this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm happy to have him part of the team. Tommy says finish the game so I have a reason to keep these headphones on. We got you, dog. I'm here to help you save your marriage, Tommy. Looks like we're pinch running for Polanco with Robles.
All right, man. No stealing home, bro.
Uh, JP, if there was ever a time you needed a double, it's right now.
Hmm.
Oh God, that was too close for my comfort, Robles. And man, and it looks like he re-hurt his bicep reaching for the base. He's sitting there flexing it on his knee right now.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
good pitch got away from him. Really? He scored? Let's go, Mariners. Wild pitch, and Victor Robles scores from second base.
Tommy says that only a championship can save his marriage. Then my advice, dog, is you better find a great divorce lawyer right fucking now.
Well,
Okay,
there's our
so he was
insurance run.
stealing.
Yeah, he was stealing wild pitch and
I
then
get it
scored from
now.
second.
There we go. We don't have to worry about our 199 catcher or shortstop right now.
That's right. And that'll also take care of the one home run that Munoz may give up as long as no one's on base.
Shit, seriously.
Gotta love it. I think Texas Power Ranger might have gone to bed. That might have been the nail in the coffin for him. 3-run bomb, you mean? Nope, there's the devil. I said Beetlejuice's name too many times.
You know what? There's even more money tied up in underproduction, RG, because I forgot to count JP, and he's had maybe the most disappointing season of anybody this year.
Uh-oh. There's the double I asked for. Get the three. Get the three.
Every time I open my big mouth, every time. The whole
the
team
timer,
sucks.
the tie, the tie jinx in reverse, live in your cameras, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man. On cue, I'm talking that shit about JP, and here he
He,
goes, just hitting a laser.
he smoked that pitch.
What is that with Mike Maddox? You notice that he always puts his hand on his pitcher's shoulders when he's talking to them? Always.
I don't know, man. Maybe just to provide that extra comfort. JP has more triples than Randy? Question mark. See if I can get on the baseball reference here and answer that for you.
Looks like a Rosarina has no triples this year.
Oh, there you go.
Demo with 4 triples. I've always liked triples. I can't lie, man.
Yeah, I was too fat to ever get one. So
I couldn't hit the ball far enough to get triples, so
uh, nah, the highlight of my baseball career was playing on the traveling team. We went out and played a game where uh, we got to play in the spring training fields out in Phoenix, and in the older one that the A's used to have behind one of the hills there, hit a home run off this dude, and that was the last of my highlights of playing baseball before I decided I was ready to get in these streets and make some money. But even with as far as I hit that ball, if it wouldn't have gone out the yard, I don't think I'd have made it past second base.
Hey, I got a question for you. What do you think about they have suites right behind home plate instead of regular seats down there in Texas?
I ain't mad at it. Get your money.
Yeah, I'm just it's always been intriguing to me because they're at least in my mind the only baseball stadium that does that.
Mm. Well, I think each team does a different variation of that. I think Texas is the only one that has complete boxes down there. I know in T-Mobile, what is it? The how do you say the name of that casino? Muckleshoot,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Muckleshoot Diamond Club. To be able to sit down there right behind home plate during the course of the game. I had lucky enough to sit in the Lexus Club this year at a Dodger game. Um, Second row off the field with seat service. And then even when I went to the Angels Mariners game in Anaheim, sat in their version of the Lexus Club, first row off the field, actually in front of the protective netting, and had a good time. I would say the Dodger one was a better experience because it was a true all you can eat service. So you got the premium food in the club and a different special menu down at the seats, but all of that was included in the price of the ticket. At the Angel Stadium, even though we were in the club, still had to pay for the buffet, and the seats didn't have service, so I had to get back up and go up to the club to keep getting stuff to enjoy the game with. But yeah, they've definitely have done a lot to change some of the amenities that they have at some of these fields. I could understand why Texas Power Ranger doesn't like it, though, just because your average fan will never get that experience. But capitalism is a very real thing, and all these guys are in it to make money. So, however you can maximize your profit is the route that they're going to take. So,
Mhm.
tis what it is.
And I mean, we know what time it is. The suites are great for corporate type of stuff.
True. But I wouldn't mind some. I don't mind paying for the in-service seat just so I don't have to get up and go stand in line and risk missing an inning just to go get a hot dog and some popcorn.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Yeah.
So for a party before we got married, RG, we actually had a ton of friends and family, and we got a suite for the at the Mariners game shortly before we got married.
Nice. How was it?
It was fucking awesome. I was honestly like a little out of place. I felt a little awkward because I had some of my oldest friends that I've played years and years of baseball with, and we're really digging into it, sitting in the front, really getting into the nitty gritty. And the dude keeps coming up, "Do you need anything? Do you need anything?" I was like, man, I grew up in the 300s with my family. I don't even know what to think, but it was amazing. And it was just awesome. So many friends and family, but it was a awkward situation because I just wasn't used to that shit at all.
Oh man, definitely. If you ever get the chance to, just go at least have the experience once, so you can say that you've done it. Not to minimize just sitting in the seats or whatnot. I actually will, if I have to push a game back that I want to go to save up a couple paychecks to sit in the lower bowl, that's probably the bougiest that I go. I
Mm,
uh I would do anything to not sit in the nosebleed seats. Definitely enjoy the game from a lower uh point of view. But I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where we don't have any pro teams. So
mhm,
going to a pro event for me is always an event in itself. So
mhm. The one thing I'd say about Mariners Suites is if you get a large enough group and everybody kicks in, it's actually way more affordable than you would think. I think
mhm.
for our suite, it was around like $2,500. So you get 20 people there, it actually becomes pretty affordable pretty quickly. The funny thing is, though, RG, you want to know the difference between the NFL and MLB. So me and Katie were looking at Seahawks suites, and they're like 25 grand. We're like,
Mhm.
oh shit! So
Yeah,
we're going to a Mariners suite instead, apparently.
yeah, nah. NFL is big money. How do y'all feel about Jesus being advertised so boldly? Texas Power Ranger asked. I'll tell you this. Um, I'm a professional truck driver, and I live in New Mexico. And when I'm eastbound, I'm driving towards Texas. All the billboards that I see as I'm driving towards Texas are reminding people that in New Mexico you can legally buy weed and you can legally have an abortion. As soon as you get into Texas, all of those billboards say if you have weed on you that you've brought in from another state, you are now a felon. On the opposite way, leaving Texas, coming back towards New Mexico, since you're going towards a state that's legal with abortions and weed, that's all the billboards you see is a reminder of that. If they can advertise something like that, I don't mind that they can advertise something with religion as long as they are paying their dues. What I have a problem with is a man like in Houston named Joel Osteen who gets to make $35 million a year tax free.
Hmm.
And the same people that come in and have made that man a multimillionaire time and time over again, when the city's flooding and his church is on high ground, he can't go open those doors and let the people in to have some type of safety. That's what I think is bullshit.
Yeah, I don't mind people advertising at all. I wouldn't care if they brought back the cigarette ads. Like you remember back in the day, there'd be Marlboro would be the literally the
Mhm.
biggest advertiser in the kingdom. You pay for it, like you said, it's the capitalist society we live in. Although for the millions of dollars you spend on advertising, I don't know why that couldn't go to more soup kitchens and shit like that. But I get what's going on here. But that does frustrate me though, like what you said, RG, about, you know, tax exempt churches and pastors and that whole deal. When guys like us, you see if you work 50, 60, 70 hours, how much they take from you. It's like, how hard do I have to work to keep some of my freaking cheddar, man?
Yep. It's September and I've already paid in excess of over 14, $15,000 in taxes already this year.
Mm.
You know,
You ain't
and it's
rich.
fucking and it's September. And I'm
Yeah.
not rich. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely get it. They need to stop with the rainbow ads again. I personally don't care who it is you love, what it is you believe in. You can get down, and it is a free world. We all have free will. You can do whatever it is that you think is right. Um, like-minded people find each other. So hey, you just rock out and do you. It'll all work out. I may not believe in some of the things that other people believe in, but I'm also not here to judge anybody.
Hmm.
Mm.
I hear you. I guess for me, the same reason I have zero issue with the Jesus ads behind the plate is the same reason I have zero issues if they wanted to do gay pride or something like that. But I also live up here in the greater Seattle area where it, oh baby,
Our
pay
producer
Edgar
Sam,
whatever it takes to come back. Oh man, Texas
absolutely.
Power Ranger, that's a good point. I didn't even think about it like that. That's a good point. I like that.
All right. Now I would counter with this. Um, you let your kid be on the internet, right? And the internet has
Mm,
no policing to it whatsoever. So they are just as susceptible to as much Jesus and sexuality on the internet as they are during a baseball game. Um, I get where you're coming from, but most most people under the age of 20 don't even know what the world looks like if they don't see it on their cell phone screen. And trust me, they're not all just watching people do their eyelashes on TikTok.
that's a pretty fair point. It's a lot different today, bro. You remember back when you were a youngster, when I was a youngster, man? If you wanted to try to see some porno, wait till your parents go to bed and watch a scrambled channel. It's like all scrambled. I think I saw a titty. I think I might have. I think I might
Right,
have.
right. Texas Power, my kid is only 8 months old. I'm telling you, man, you got the toughest job that I think that there is today that's trying to navigate a young person through this crazy world and wish you all the best in that. I happen to be 41 with no kids, and I don't know if I really want to change that. This place is crazy.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Hmm.
just good luck. Just good luck protecting. You can do all you can, but as soon as they're not underneath your watch, they're susceptible to everything.
Hmm.
Everything.
Oh, there's so much more at their fingertips nowadays. It's insane. If we like think back to the just think back to the 80s or the 90s growing up and stuff, would you have ever thought that you would have the most powerful computer you could ever imagine that's in your pocket at all times? And that's what it is. I never could have imagined a computer would ever be that powerful, let alone become the size of a freaking wallet, dude. Seriously.
Right. I still remember the first time someone put in the floppy disk and did the code so we could play Doom on the computer. Shout out to those of you who remember Oregon Trail.
Oh, holla.
Right. Family always died trying to get across the river with tuberculosis.
You're damn right. You know, it's funny you mentioned that, man. Katie just bought that game for the Nintendo Switch.
That's hilarious.
It's the nostalgia. She literally bought it this week too. That's so funny.
Yeah, man.
I'm into these throwbacks though, dude. One of my favorite games is a Need for Speed throwback. And so the graphics are all updated to look just amazing the way video games are, but some of the games I'm not into nowadays and I want more streamlined and more simple, and so that Need for Speed throwback has been a huge win for me.
Yeah, man. Time for Munoz to blow it. Nah, he's got some leeway to play with, and there's no pressure. I I'd be surprised to see if Munoz even takes the mound here, but I really don't know who else they would go with. If Thornton
We
comes in the
burnt the
game, then
bullpen up
yeah,
today.
yeah. If Thornton comes in the game, put your seatbelt on and get some popcorn. This shit could get interesting.
He's got a 4-run lead. It feels like that's his safety net area.
The best MLB game ever is MLB Slugfest. I don't know, man. I grew up with RBI. I grew up with bases loaded. I grew up with King Griffey Jr. I don't know, man. There's been some pretty good ones. There's been
Oh,
some
really
pretty good
buckle
ones.
up, dude. I honestly didn't even know Bizarro was on the major league team right now.
Dude, he's a little dude. He pitched at the game I went to in Anaheim. Small kid.
Hmm. So I saw him pitch when I was at the Mariners game, but I was too far away to really tell how what his size was.
Yeah. Slugfest lets you punch the first baseman so they miss the catch. Can't beat that. All right. Touche. Touche, Mariners lifer. Touche.
Okay, shout out to the live chat. Is Slugfest kind of the equivalent of NFL Blitz?
I remember Blitz.
That shit was fun.
I remember Blitz. I also grew up with Tecmo Bowl. So you got 4 plays.
Oh,
And the only
yep.
way to stop somebody is to pick the same defense on the same side of the screen as they pick the play. But if you have Bo Jackson, you weren't stopping shit.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. So it's
Mm.
funny, great memories, and friend of the show, my homie Keith was involved in this one, going to Lake Chelan, great vacation spot in central Washington. And on the campgrounds, our friend would stay in an RV with his family, and we would get down on some Tecmo Bowl, sitting there at the campsite. So good times, good times.
Uh, yeah, he is an OG. He even spelled Blitz correctly the way that they had it spelled on the game. He is the man. He is the man. I don't know. I still like Blades of Steel, that old hockey game where you bump the same person 3 times, y'all was fighting.
Come on, Bass. We need you, bro. So I was just talking about I like the throwback games right now. And I was thinking about downloading NFL Blitz. And then this is the stupidest of the stupid in the cancel culture. I remember you got to like tackle the guy, suplex, body slam, elbow drop after the play. They got rid of all the after the play beat downs in NFL Blitz. I'm like, I don't want to play this shit then.
Dude, yeah, all right. So I went to Disneyland a couple weeks ago when I was in Anaheim. And on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, as you're coming through, there used to be a scene where there's these 2 guys chasing a woman around. And because culture is the way it is now, they've had to reverse it. And now the woman is chasing the man around the ride. And I'm just like, you guys have got to be kidding me. Disney, of all people, want to go down this slippery slope. But I get it. Everybody's trying to be more aware of how their decisions are affecting the way that other people feel. There's some of it I'm with, there's some of it I'm not with. The fact that Disney got rid of Splash Mountain, no, I'm not with that. I'm definitely not with that. I done been
So
on Splash Mountain my whole life, and I've never seen one person go up to complain to an operator, "Hey, the song of the South is offensive to me." But it is what it is.
man, you know how many times I sang Zippity Doo Dah when I was a kid? It didn't make me racist. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny, like the things that we pick and choose, or I shouldn't say we. Society picks and chooses. Texas Power Ranger. Who the fuck is Bizarro? This is the guy that we hold on for dear life when he comes in. Dan Wilson's confident we're gonna win this game. Oh my god. When we brought him in at the game I went to this June with my brother, my shout out to my brother Nick. He was shitting his pants. Why are you bringing this dude in and leaving it to chance?
Yeah, it's the rapper, what we call it. All right, let's see if we can get this thing closed out and save some of our bullpen until tomorrow.
For
Emmett
real
Brown,
though.
I'm tipsy. What I missed? You missed a whole lot of fun tonight, Emmett Brown.
What's up, homie?
And that's a wrap for you, Texas Power Ranger. The Seattle Mariners with the victory tonight in Arlington, 8-4, keeping us alive in the playoff race. 7 days down, baby. Get ready to buckle up for what's going to be an exciting playoff ride. We're thankful for those of you who've been rocking with us in the live chat all night. We know that this hasn't been a typical episode of My Oh My, it's another sports podcast, but just want to be out and have fun with the people tonight. Big shout out to our super producer, Indy, holding down the ones and twos all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. The homie Ty Talks representing, talking his shit as always. Oh man, baby. Yeah, man, Brown, it's a wrap, dude. You done drank throughout the whole game, and we actually let them come back and then score some insurance runs. Would you believe that JP Crawford even got a triple tonight? World must be coming to an end. Well, I got a little bit of time left. You want to keep rocking with the people for a couple more minutes before I gotta shut it down, Ty?
16 hits? Has hell frozen
16
over? Did
hits.
the Mariners get 16 hits? What?
Must have been on that sauce.
Oh, I've been telling them, find it. Go find it. Big
I'm
win,
all
though.
for
Big
cheating as long
win.
as it benefits my team.
Nah, I'm not tripping.
At all. At all.
Oh, let's go, man. So Dave Valley, former Mariners catcher, is on the post game tonight. I met him on delivery, and he was a really cool dude. So shout out to
Oh,
Dave Valley.
hell yeah. NFL
You
predictions
never
this
know.
weekend.
See,
NFL predictions this weekend is someone is going to blow my parlay and make it to where I have to go to work for another week and can't retire. That's my only prediction I got.
Seahawks getting it done. We're going to 3-0. I'm going to be down there at Lumen Field with my brother and a couple of friends. It's going to be a great time. Let's fucking go, Seahawks.
Yeah, man. Good victory for the Mariners tonight, keeping it close. Let's see if they've updated the race yet on the app.
Oh, that's literally what I was thinking too. 1.5.
Game and a half back.
Oh,
Game and a half back. Oh, yeah, that's right, because Boston didn't get to play tonight.
so you're right though. I mean, we just got to win. So if the Reds, because we need the Red Sox to win a doubleheader versus the Twins tomorrow. And like I said, very
Ooh,
quickly, I am praying to blow that bullpen up. Fuck up their entire bullpen for the week, please, Boston.
that's right. That's right. Anybody we're going to cheer for this week is definitely going to be for Boston to get this thing done tomorrow in 2 games and make Minnesota waste as much pitching as they can.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And that's crazy, man. I was shitting on Detroit when we were playing them, but they're the hottest team in baseball right now.
Yeah. And don't
You know
forget
what
too,
we got to do?
The Royals are also on a 6 game losing streak too.
They are.
Because
I was
I
noticing.
just don't think it's enough for. I think we need both of them to fall out realistically, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah, we need both of them to bow out. So yeah, cheer your ass off against whoever for whoever the Royals are playing over the next 7 days as well too.
that's a good point because I'm worried about the Tigers because they end the season with 3 games at home versus the White Sox. So that definitely worries me about Detroit finishing strong.
The Royals got the Giants and then the Nationals. It looks like.
Ugh. Whew. Giants did us a favor today, though. 9-0, crushing.
Yeah, yeah. The Royals got one more against the Giants, three against the Nationals, and three against the Braves.
Ooh. And the Braves need it right now, big time. So hopefully they
Yeah,
can
but the Braves are
come up
competing.
clutch.
Yeah, Braves are competing too. They're also 2 games out of the wild card. So it's going to be some good baseball, some interesting games as we come down the final stretch. Again, we know this isn't a traditional episode of My Oh My, but we're thankful to all of you who've rocked with us in the live chat. Again, let's pay these bills real quick. Fading Podcast Services presents My Oh My, it's another sports podcast brought to you each and every week. We are live on YouTube. Be sure to check us out on our socials. You can find us at My Oh My ASP, wherever you choose to do your social browsing at Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. We try to get as much content to you out each and every week just to keep you excited about the show. A big shout out to our social media director, Miss Katie Masamoto. Thank you for all you do to make this show a success. Our executive producer, Mr. Indy, coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee. Be sure to check out his music page on YouTube, Death to Indy. Hit him up if you have anything you would like to talk about and come join us on the show as we have our regular season finale next Sunday while me and Ty are both available. I couldn't do this each and every week without the greatest co-host I've ever had, Mr. Tyler Matsumoto. Ty Talks 24. You can hit him up on Bleacher. Be sure to come and bring that heat. I am your boy RG. It's time for me to get some rest so we can get on the road. Ty, anything you want to say to the people?
Shout out to the live chat. Get at us and get on the mic if y'all want to. Go Mariners, man. It's going to be a hell of a week. I am freaking pumped.
10 toes down, baby. Stay true to the blue. Y'all be careful this week. Enjoy some NFL football tomorrow. Until the next time, we out. My oh my is another sports podcast.